I've been thinking about something that has been baffling my mind for a while now. It's something that I don't even know how it's even possible. There is this place out in Colorado called Telluride, and it's about as economically mysterious as it gets. And I had never heard of this place before until Kia, the Korean auto manufacturer, came out with their most expensive, top-of-the-line SUV, the Kia Telluride. And I thought, wow, that's a cool name. What does that mean? So I looked it up, and it turns out that it's this tiny little town in Colorado. So I was researching it, I was looking into it, I was like, wow, what a beautiful place. It's got this beautiful scenery. It's like in this beautiful valley, and it has mountains on every side, and like the local architecture is just beautiful. It's an amazing looking place. I wanted to visit. And so I was researching places that I could potentially move to out west, and that was on the list. But what I quickly realized was that Telluride is crazy expensive. Like expensive doesn't even begin to describe this place. There is not a single house in Telluride listed on Zillow for less than $1 million. In fact, the average house cost $7 million. Telluride has a population of around 2,500 people, and as far as I can tell, it may just be the most expensive small town in America. And so I was looking at the layout of the town on Google Maps, and something really caught my eye. Right there in the middle of the town, there is an Ace Hardware. And you might be thinking, no big deal, a town's got to have a hardware store. But let me tell you something about Ace Hardware. They don't pay their employees anything. Around the time I was looking into Telluride, I had applied to an Ace Hardware just to see what they would pay. I was working at Lowe's and I was looking at other options. I did an interview. The interview went great. They said, wow, you have all these skills. This is amazing. You're the perfect candidate. How would you like $10 an hour? And I looked at them and I said, well, that's about half of what I make at Lowe's now. That's when they went into this long speech about how they're family oriented and all these different family values and stuff. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not trying to join a family here. I'm trying to get paid. And so I rejected their offer and continued working at Lowe's for another couple of months until I ended up moving out here. What I'm trying to make is Ace Hardware is paying their employees $10 an hour in 2024. Who is working for $10 an hour in 2024? How is that even possible? And so then I started thinking, well, maybe this Ace is paying their employees more money to adjust for the cost of living. But if you think about it, let's say Ace Hardware is paying their cashiers a ridiculous amount of money. Let's say 3 times the amount that every other Ace is paying. So that'd be about $30 an hour. But even if you were making $30 an hour, that's still nowhere near enough to be able to afford $1 million home. In fact, you would have to make just over $100 an hour and have around $200,000 in savings to purchase a $1 million home. And so now I'm sure you're probably thinking, obviously, Jordan, the people working at Ace aren't actually living there. They're probably living in a more affordable nearby town. And that's how it works in most of these situations. The workers of the town will commute from a more affordable area to the more expensive area to work. And that's where this gets really interesting. There are no nearby towns. It is isolated. The next nearest town is an hour and a half away. And so nobody is commuting an hour each way to make minimum wage. That's just not going to happen. And it's not just Ace, they've got restaurants too. You've got to have waiters, you got to have cooks, you got to have dishwashers, you got to have all of these people that can make a town like this run. So there's a good bit of people in this town that are working these minimum wage jobs or near minimum wage jobs. The third option is maybe there is a place within Telluride that is more affordable for the workers to live in. And I looked into this as well, and that is not what's going on either. Something that is easily disproven just by looking at government census data. The fourth option, and this is also very possible, is maybe the workers are the children of the rich. But these people aren't just rich, they're super rich. And I can't really imagine someone with a net worth of, say, $50 million letting their child go and flip burgers for $15 an hour. No, that kid is going to be working in the family business or off at some expensive private college somewhere. So we know that that's not going on either. The fifth option is, and this is what I think is most likely what's going on, is the people who are working there probably purchased their homes decades ago and they got a really good deal. And since then, the home prices have skyrocketed. That's a possibility. But I still wasn't sure what was going on. So I decided to go online to the one place where everyone knows everything about every subject. I ventured deep within the bowels of Reddit. And I thought surely someone on Reddit will have some obvious answer about what's going on and then proceed to call me a dumbass for asking such a stupid question. But surprisingly, this did not happen. After 600 upvotes and hundreds of replies, no one was really sure what was going on. There was a lot of discussion, a lot of speculation. A lot of people brought up the points that I made previously, but no one was really for sure what was going on. And I'm now in Salt Lake City. I'm about 400 miles northwest of Telluride. And I guess the only way I'm going to figure out what's going on there is if I go and visit myself. If I go there and I ask the people, hey, what's going on here? How is it that you are affording to live here? So I'm really thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about saving up some vacation time and just heading on down there. The problem is it is almost winter and it snows here and there too. So I'm going to need a vehicle that can actually make it. I don't think that the van is going to make it. I'm thinking about purchasing a Jeep. That's a long way to drive an old Jeep, but I think it'll be an awesome adventure. As soon as I'm able to buy a Jeep and get a few vacation days, I'm just going to head on down there, see what's going on. I think it's going to be an awesome adventure.